You're listening to Tales of the Forsaken, an actual play podcast by Noble Jester Productions.
Why should I fight you? You... He kind of looks at your badge on your shoulder and says, "You don't even belong here, Greatheart."
Well, I stand on behalf of the people of Fox Hollow, and I'm not from this land and the Great Hearts, although I have this. But I'm here for Yindra.
We have no quarrel with Yindra.
Well, if you have no quarrel, then you should probably step your army back.
Our quarrel is with Fox Hollow and the Bloody Spear clan.
Well, the Fox Hollow and the Bloody Spear clan are now under the protection of Yindra. So, if you want to make that choice, you have to come through me.
Kind of looks you up and down and says, "I accept your challenge."
Would you like some time to prepare? Because you're going to need it.
Oh, man. I feel like that's a kind of a threat there.
It is a threat. He's weary.
What if you do like a compel or something here?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You're like kind of threatening him in this moment and trying to get him to see you as enough of a threat to need time.
Okay, yep, that makes sense.
So since you're threatening, I'd say rolling with iron.
But because I'm doing it on behalf of Fox Hollow, I think because of the bond, I'm going to add a +1 to that. Oh, but that's just for the charm, pacify, barter, or convince. Never mind.
I mean, that's if you're trying to convince someone that you share a bond with.
On something. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yep, I'm going to roll.
You got this.
I got this. Gotta roll for a second. Like, which one am I rolling? It's all of them. Okay, so I rolled a 5. But I rolled a 5 and a 4 here. I am going to use my momentum for this. Oh, but wait, man. Okay, so but a weak hit. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll go with the weak hit because he's still going to delay, but he's just going to want something of me in return.
That's interesting. What would he want in return?
I feel like he would either want something from the Great Hearts, or as of the nation of Esmar as a whole, or something from Yindra, because I've made it very clear I'm like here as a representative of Yindra.
Okay. He looks at you and he says, "Yes, I think it would be best if we both take some time to prepare, but I would like you to know that you stand as the champion of Fox Hollow. We have no quarrel with Yindra. I do not challenge Yindra."
Okay. Oule kind of looks back towards Kor, and I assume he'd get kind of a nod from him, and I accept.
Tomorrow, then?
Tomorrow evening.
All right. He steps back and kind of the army retreats back.
Okay, so Oule will go back into Fox Hollow.
Don't forget, you do get a +1 momentum.
Oh, okay.
So, before the compel.
That's helpful. Now I'm up to 7.
All right, so.
Do we want to skip ahead to that or anything we need to do in between?
Well, I think if Kor is going to go for help, Fanir needs to tell him where to go.
Oh, yep.
Which I don't think we necessarily need to roleplay out. So Kor is going to go and follow these instructions and try to help. I think I'm just going to do a face danger roll for that.
Okay.
It would definitely be at speed. So let's roll for that, see how successful that is. That's a weak hit. So succeed, but face a troublesome cost. I think that Kor is going to push himself so hard that he's going to endure stress here.
Okay.
He has essentially a day and a half if tomorrow night is the time. So he's going to push himself as hard as possible.
Okay.
So I'm going to have him endure stress here. So I guess I gotta do the Endure Stress move. Ugh. Alright, so that was a miss on the Endure Stress move, so I also have to suffer a momentum.
Ouch. Luckily you're pretty high.
I don't think I've used momentum yet. And then I think we need to also roll for this conflict between Kaldus and Myrick that we've set up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we need to role play it out because it's not our characters.
Sure.
But I almost want to say just an Oracle roll.
Yeah.
To see if he's going to succeed. I think with everything we've set up, probably just a 50-50.
Yeah, I agree.
So 51 or greater, he succeeds.
Yeah.
That's a 33. He does not succeed.
He does not succeed.
I don't know how that works, though, because we kind of already... I mean, like, the way that we were rolling it was that he was going to be the one that you fought.
Right.
You still could fight Myrick, but...
What about this? What if he's unsuccessful in the part of the political, him trying to work his way and do that? What if he kind of does something kind of questionable and dishonorable and tries to join in on the fight as me and Myrick are fighting, taking advantage of that? Where, he goes to take out Myrick, to take the glory, to fight me, kill us both, whatever it is. He's opportunistic and trying to do that. What do you think about that?
What if he just attempted to, challenge or fight Myrick, he doesn't succeed, and now he just goes full on rebellion?
Yeah?
Because he just lost. And I'm gone, but you witness an actual, fight between this army.
Yeah.
None of that necessarily has to do with us, but just kind of this simmering tension that we've discovered through these roles.
With that role, maybe he loses and him and what's left of his little group kind of leave.
I don't know that he necessarily loses, because we said that he's connected, resourceful.
Oh, right.
I mean, Myrick is old. I almost just think maybe we roll again to see which side wins, but I think it's probably likely that Kaldus' side wins. I think that first roll was to see if he just took over.
Okay. Yeah.
You good with that?
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Easily. 97.
Okay. The dice have spoken.
Yeah. So you watch as, I'd say, probably more than half of this army, there's some conflict, some shouting, and then it just breaks out into kind of mass warfare, and this portion of the army takes over the other. Now, is that something that you would try to take advantage of and lead the people of Fox Hollow out and try to attack in the midst of that confusion? Or I feel like it's probably still not enough people to really do that.
I don't think so. I think with Oule kind of feeling like this is a moment of providence from Urðr and all of that, I think he would still do what he thinks is the right thing and take on their champion, whoever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. But first, he's got to say his daily prayers to Urðr for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember how he did that. I know I roll plus my God stat. Was that in addition to me rolling heart for a prayer, or did I just roll iron?
You rolled heart and iron
That's
together.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Ooh, dang it. It is not a hit, so don't get the momentum. Dang it. So I roll a stupid 10.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you still say your prayers.
I still say my prayers. I just don't get any benefit. Urðr is doing other things. Surprise, surprise.
That's to be expected.
Yeah.
Core could have told you that was going to happen.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, the day is kind of wearing on. I'd say by the time you get there to that challenge, Core probably has not returned yet.
Okay. Where are the boasts? I'll make sure I'm familiar with these before I get into this.
Oh, yeah.
don't see them here. Pull it up online.
They're here under Draw the Circle.
Oh, that's where they are?
Yeah. Which we haven't actually, rolled that yet, but
Yep.
You can grant first strike, which gives your foe the initiative. You can bear yourself. You can go with no armor or shield. You can hold no iron. You can not have a weapon. You can bloody yourself first, or you can say that the fight is going to be to the death.
Okay. So is there really any benefit to a boast other than kind of bragging rights? Because I feel like
You gain a momentum for each one of those boasts you make.
Got it.
So not a ton of benefit, but it is a momentum.
Mm-hmm.
But you are giving something up.
Giving something up for that, yeah. But kind of like ensuring that you have a really solid roll, most likely later. Okay.
Yeah, so the time comes for it. I guess go ahead and, I assume you step out. You can describe that.
Yeah, I would just, I've said my prayers. I have not seen you, but I trust that you'll be back in time, and I will walk out, have Fox Hollow close up the gates behind me, and kind of about halfway out, I'll have my wings kind of sprout out, and then I'll lift up off the ground just like a foot, just kind of like just displaying some power, and kind of just float out into the middle, about halfway between Fox Hollow and their army.
Okay.
Yep.
So you watch as not Myrick, but the other person who had stepped out kind of steps out, swaggering. He's now wearing the ornamental things that Myrick had been wearing, and he steps out, and there's kind of some yelling and cheers behind him, and he looks at you and says, "It's been a change of plans. You won't be facing the old fool. You'll be facing me." And he turns and looks at the rest of the army, and he yells out, "Caldus Flametongue."
All right there, Caldus. Well, I had made a promise to Myrick that he would not be fighting against Urðr, and that was clear. You're here now, and you fight against the power of Urðr.
He probably would look a little bit hesitant for a moment, but knowing that he needs to keep face in front of his troops, he just shrugs and says, "Then let Urðr bring it on."
Okay.
Which is a very poor thing to do.
Oh, for sure.
So he would step forward. Are you? Yeah, go ahead and make your roll.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Okay.
So roll plus
So
heart.
I'm gonna roll plus heart. Yeah. Oh, but I'm doing it for the community. This is where I get to add the +1 for Fox Hollow, right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense because
Share bond
you're
with the community.
doing this in support of this bond. Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be a +3 to my roll. That would be a 6, but I rolled a 1 and a 7. So that would be a weak hit. So
Okay.
I could choose one boast in exchange for one momentum.
Yeah, if you want to. You don't have to.
Correct. I'm not giving up my armor or my shield. I am definitely not dropping my weapon. Blooding myself, that doesn't feel like an Oule sort of thing.
Yeah, not really.
And so, granting the first strike, I feel like maybe just to the death. That feels right. I mean, this guy has accepted the challenge, and I'm not letting him walk out of here. So, yeah, to the death.
Okay. How does Oule make that boast?
He'll just yell back, "You take on Urðr, you're not walking out of here."
He looks at you and says, "To the death then."
To your death.
All right.
So I am at a +8 on my momentum. So we'll be making some moves to resolve the fight. Okay.
Yeah, so let's set a progress track. How tough do we think this battle needs to be?
Okay, let me see.
So, dangerous, capable fighters and deadly creatures, formidable, exceptional fighters and mighty creatures, extreme, foes of overwhelming skill or power. I don't think anything up there. Probably just dangerous or formidable.
Yeah, I was going either dangerous or formidable. I mean, he was enough to, overtake Myrick and take control there. Man, that makes me nervous, though, because we made that crocodile formidable, right? And you and I had trouble together with it. Because I get 1 progress per harm, and then he would inflict 3 harm on hits. But he's a capable fighter. I don't know if he's an exceptional fighter. What do you think?
I would say normally it should be dangerous. The only reason I would say maybe bumping it up to formidable would be if you were purposely fighting to try to stall.
Right.
So I think that would be up to you. Are you trying to just...
Because you haven't
straight out kill this guy? Or are you trying to stall to give
more time? I think Oule is confident in his skills, and he would, I think, be trying, that's a good point, trying to buy some time a little bit.
Then I almost think we should have it be formidable, because you're almost like holding yourself back.
Okay, let's do it. It's formidable.
All right, you can do it. You got this.
Famous last words.
All right, so he steps forward. Let's say he seems like the type. 2 axes.
Okay.
And he probably has some armor, but not much. And he steps forward, and I don't know if you've actually carved a circle in the ground or not, if that's something that Oule would do, but if you haven't, he probably would.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that, with him already coming out there, he would drop down after, he's had this conversation, his wings, he's going to come back down to the ground, and he's not going to take his sword into the ground, because that's stupid, because that, dulls the steel. I'm going to use the bottom, of my shield and move it around and, draw a circle that way.
All right.
Let me start this progress track here.
I can track it if you want.
Okay, cool.
I started one.
Yeah, that works. Thanks.
Well, you have the initiative. He steps into the circle. What are you going to do?
All right, so if I have initiative, I would just be going in for a strike.
Okay.
So this would be
plus iron.
Plus iron, yeah. Man, there's just that one die is always higher. So I rolled a 7, but then on the other dice a 5 and an 8. So it's just a weak hit.
Okay.
So I do inflict harm and lose initiative.
Yeah, so you inflict 1 progress per harm. You inflict 2 harm, right? Weapons do 2 harm.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anything that adds extra harm or anything?
Correct.
Okay. We'll mark 2 boxes here. So what does your strike look like? How do you hit him?
Yeah, so I kind of as he's coming in close to the circle, I just start kind of this slow run and kind of keep speeding up, and then come in with my sword and kind of glances across and just knocks him a bit.
Okay. Do you want to narrate him, or do you want me to narrate him?
I feel like you narrating him. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he has the initiative, so you can either you can clash, or you can face danger or something like that.
Oh, that's right, because he's not actually making any moves. It's just I'm kind of dictating based on initiative on...
Yeah, a clash would essentially be him attacking you.
Got it.
Or face danger would be him attacking you and you trying to do something different than fighting back.
Got it, okay.
So, are you going to do clash?
Yep.
All right, yeah, so your move kind of, knocks him back and staggers him, and he kind of plays it up a little bit and then leaps at you with both of his axes.
Okay. Oh, that's a good roll. Yeah, that is, rolled a 9. So, with my iron. So that's over the 5 and 3. So strong hit.
All right.
So I inflict harm. and I get to pick one of these. And because I was using my shield, I'm going to also get a +1 momentum. So what I could do is I could, I'll inflict +1 harm, and I'll also get a momentum.
So you're going to inflict 3 harm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And take momentum, and you get the initiative back. So he jumps at you with these axes. What do you do that, turns the tide here, and you taking back the initiative and doing harm to him?
Yeah, he's like jumping these axes. I just bring the shield in from the side, knock him out, and then I'm swinging through with the other hand, like underneath the shield at the same time, and like catch his leg and get a decent gash in there.
Okay. All right. Are you going to strike to keep following up, or are you going to do something else?
Yeah, so I have the initiative back, so yeah, I'll just strike again.
Okay.
So with what I've done so far, because I'm obviously trying to buy time too, like what does my track look like?
You're at you've filled up 5.
So actually going pretty well.
It is.
The rolls have been good, so that's good.
And you don't have to completely fill it up. You're fighting a little bit slowly. You've kind of got his measure at this point. You could choose to end the fight at any point. Obviously, the higher up you go, the more likely it is to succeed.
Right, which I'd probably want to do, and I'm just going to keep it going as long as I can until you show up. So, plus I also haven't seen what the next roll is going to be yet either, so let me start there. Alright, so I'm going to strike. So I rolled a 10 and a 9 on these, and then a 5 here, so that is a miss.
Oh.
So your attack fails, and you must pay the price. Your foe has initiative.
That's not good.
So I would say he gets a strike in, and I'm going to take harm.
Yeah, so he's going to inflict 3 harm on you.
Oh, ouch.
You need to roll. Yeah, if that's what you're choosing to do, taking damage, then you need to roll on endure harm.
Okay.
So you would take his 3 damage that he deals to you. Brings your health down to a 2, and then you're going to roll health or iron, whichever is higher.
Okay, so I roll iron. Oh, but that's really good. I rolled a 6 on the dice there. Those are both 2s. So yes, I rolled a 9 over the 2s. So.
Okay.
Oh, and I also got 2 2s. So isn't that a positive thing for me?
It is, yes. You got a match. So you can either choose to shake it off, which means you suffer -1 momentum in exchange for getting one of those health back.
Okay.
Or you can choose to embrace the pain and take an extra momentum.
Momentum's already pretty high, so I would say I'll do the shake it off. So then my health would be back at 3.
Correct. Yeah. And you just drop a momentum. Yeah, so you go to, you cut his legs, and he kind of falls to the side, but is probably going to bring his axe down as he's falling and rake it along your shoulder.
Okay.
And then I'd say in this moment, that match, I was rolling earlier to see if Core was going to show up yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think that match, it'd be a great moment for Core to show up.
Yeah, I like it.
So you're there fighting. His axe goes, kind of scrapes along your shoulder, and there's suddenly a kind of a roar from Fox Hollow behind you, and Core just zooms in and lands in kind of a blast of light and air right outside this circle on your side. And he stands up and he yells, "You got this, Oule. Take him out." All right, that's exciting. How you feeling?
I felt great, and then nervous, but thankfully, I was able to do well on my endure harm roll. So now that you're back, I don't have to mess around anymore. Take this guy out.
Yeah, I think you got this. Like I said, Oule's got this.
Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
until next time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.